Two-time Oscar nominee John Travolta made his first trip to India this week. We talked to him about Bollywood and his two greatest films, Saturday Night Fever and Pulp Fiction. I have with me John Travolta, the Breitling ambassador who's in India to receive the GQ Legend Award. John, GQ Legend, the name Travolta means high voltage. Is it ever a burden living up to all of this?
Is it a burden? I don't ever feel like I have to live up to that.
Legend?
To legend. No, I wouldn't dare, because I don't even know, wouldn't know how to define it for myself. I could define it for someone else, but for myself, you would have to define it.
What about high voltage?
High voltage, well, that's just the derivation of my origin of the name. So I like that, because I think that it's nice to give energy to a movie, and to give energy to interviews, and to give energy to life. So I like that idea. I'm more comfortable with high voltage than I am legend.
Now, the Breitling ads identify your profession as pilot and your career as actor. Is there much similarity between acting and flying?
Well, they both take study and concentration, and that's probably where they're most similar. Other than that, one is very introspective and one is very extroverting. So flying is extroverting and acting is introspective. So only the commitment to studying is probably similar.
He does, almost as good as me.
Does the flying inform the acting in any way?
No.
Completely distinct parts of your life?
Yes, I would say yes.
You've been in some of the world's most famous musicals, Saturday Night Fever, Grease. Bollywood seems like a natural fit.
A natural, yes, I see that.
Have you ever considered it?
Well, I have considered it, but I have never been approached by Bollywood to do movies, so I know that there's great love for me here, but I guess that's too soon to be discovered, maybe, because it is a natural, I agree, you know.
That seems like a logical next step.
It does, yeah.
To be doing a song and dance Hindi movie?
I think so, because you look at, is Lagan the correct name? Well, you know, it's a very serious drama, but then suddenly there's a musical number, and it works. I mean, because it's so, musicals have to be organic. You have to be comfortable speaking like this and then suddenly singing. And I was brought up with them, so I'm more comfortable than your average actor with singing in the middle of drama.
Sandy! Teddy! What are you doing here? You are supreme, it's supreme, for Grease lightning.
Is it true that when you were actually shooting Saturday Night Fever, you thought you were working on some small art house movie?
Yes, that is true. I thought it was just would be an art house slice of life reflection of humanity in the suburbs of New York. That's all.
So were you thrown by how big it became?
Completely. I had no idea it would become a phenomenon and a worldwide hit like that.
And where did that iconic pose come from?
That came out of nowhere. I was just posing for the photographer on the dance floor, and suddenly I said, okay. He said, do you have anything else? And I said, how about this? And I posed, and that was it. And that was the one chosen.
John, you've been working now for 35 years, and it's been a career that has seen such highs and lows that your name is synonymous with comeback. How have you kept your balance through these extremes?
Well, I mean, I have a very strong family and a strong belief system, and I think those two things help you stabilize your life. That's really the truth.
What do you love most about being an actor?
I love the changing characters and challenging myself to play different roles, and the audience has been so generous. I mean, generous than they've been for any other actor. I mean, I'm able to play a woman, I'm able to play a president, I'm able to play an angel, I'm able to play a gangster, I'm able to play a lawyer, you name it. I've been allowed to play it. So I've been really very privileged And that's only something the audience can give you. You know, and studios have to support that too.
And is it also true that Quentin Tarantino actually came to you with a vampire movie and Pulp Fiction was an afterthought?
Yes, he came with me for the one that George Clooney did. Do you remember the name of that? Dusk Till Dawn or something like that. And I said, I'm not a big vampire person. He said, and he was so thrown. He said, really? I said, no, it's just not interesting to me. I said, the other one is more interesting to me that you talked about, you know, the Pulp Fiction thing. He said, yeah, but I've already cast it. I said, well, some other day we'll find. And then 6 months later, he changed his mind. He said, no, after meeting you, you are more right for Pulp Fiction than the vampire. So I'm gonna give you this one to do. And that's when he changed his casting ideas and put me in for Pulp Fiction. And he wouldn't do the movie without me, so that was...
Did you have a sense while you were making that of what it would become?
No. I thought it was, again, more like Reservoir Dogs. I thought it was a small art film. So my two most important movies in my career, which is Saturday Night Fever and Pulp Fiction, were thought of as little movies that became monsters. Do you know?
When you were shooting Face Off, you apparently advised Nick Cage to